Yakutsk resident Vadim Sharipov, who lost his arm in the war against Ukraine, received from the Russian authorities a metal stick with a plastic tip instead of prosthesis.
I do not even know what to say. They gave me a stick and that was it. I asked, what can be done with it? Which functionality has it? And it's despite the fact that when these prostheses were made, when they were making measures, I told the specialist that my hand did not move apart. He told me that this was a factory defect. It happens. Vadim Sharipov, resident of Yakutsk, in an interview with Novaya Gazeta Europe.
The prosthesis was returned, but Sharipov was not provided with any replacement. At the same time, doctors warned, in 6 months the nerve endings may die, and then he can simply forget about prosthetics. Now the family has filed a lawsuit against the Social Fund of Russia.
There is an active struggle for our prostheses. The prostheses we want cost about 6 million. We have 3 children. My spouse is without income. Olesa Sharipova, wife of Vadim Sharipov, in an interview with Novaya Gazeta Europe.
Russian military personnel can receive prostheses based on the results of an auction through the Social Fund of Russia and directly from the Russian Ministry of Defense. As calculated in the publication Ne Moskva Speaks, prices for prostheses in different regions of the Federation differ significantly. For example, a lower leg prosthesis in Moscow costs more than 200,000 rubles, in the Khabarovsk region about 75,000, in Tuva 47,000, and in Chukotka 628,000 rubles. You can get compensation and buy a prosthesis yourself, but the military in Russia often does not receive the promised payments, journalists from the System project and the Current Time publication found out.
According to System, those who were mobilized are also left without the promised money, but they are less likely to make contact with journalists and are afraid of the unit's leadership. The stories are similar to others. They are sent to the front line without documents. After being wounded, they are not paid the money they are entitled to. Corporal Andrei Bogotyrev, for example, who was mobilized in October 2022, has such a case. After training, Bogotyrev was sent to the Special Military Operation Training Area, even given a rank, but this did not affect his salary in any way. From an article in the Current Time publication.
It is almost impossible to find out how many military personnel did not receive the money they were entitled to from the Ministry of Defense of Russia. Complaints are lodged with the Military Prosecutor's Office, and data on lawsuits against the military department are not published.
Now the main problem is that there are a lot of people in Russia and the value of human life for the Russian authorities is minimal. Therefore, the emphasis is not on the quality of the Russian army, but simply on the number of bodies.
The only available information was presented in the summer of 2023 in the State Duma of Russia. According to the Defense Committee, the regions received 829 requests related to payments to those mobilized during almost a year of mobilization. Human Rights Commissioner Tatyana Moskalyova, in turn, said that she had received almost 6,000 complaints from military personnel, but she did not specify how many of them relate to payments. Reported by Victoria Smirnova, Pavlo Shtelmach, UATV News.